We've all been there. We all know the feeling. It's that moment when an important task looms over us, yet we find ourselves irresistibly drawn to less pressing matters. We check social media, tidy our desks, or suddenly feel the urge to bake a cake, anything to avoid the task at hand. It's as if our minds are seeking any possible distraction. We might even start cleaning an already tidy space or engaging in activities that we usually wouldn't prioritize. This, my friends, is the perplexing phenomenon of procrastination. Procrastination is a universal experience, a constant battle between what we should do and what we'd rather do. It's a struggle that transcends age, profession, and culture. But why do we succumb to this seemingly irrational behavior? What are the underlying forces that drive us to delay even when we know better? The reasons are multifaceted. Procrastination isn't merely a matter of laziness or poor time management. It's a complex interplay of psychological factors that often stem from deeply ingrained habits and thought patterns. For some, it might be the fear of failure or the anxiety of not meeting expectations. For others, it could be a lack of motivation or the overwhelming nature of the task itself. These feelings can paralyze us, making it difficult to take the first step. But understanding these underlying mechanisms is the first step toward breaking free from the procrastination trap and unlocking our true potential. By delving into the psychology behind this common struggle, we can begin to dismantle the barriers that hold us back and pave the way for a more productive and fulfilling life. The good news is that procrastination is not an insurmountable foe. Just as we develop habits of procrastination, we can cultivate habits of action. By understanding the psychological triggers that lead to procrastination, we can develop strategies to overcome them. This involves recognizing the moments when we are most vulnerable to procrastination and implementing techniques to stay focused. Throughout this essay, we'll explore the science behind procrastination, delve into practical techniques for combating it, and empower you to take control of your actions and achieve your goals. We'll look at how setting clear, achievable goals can help us stay on track. We'll discuss the importance of breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. We'll also explore the role of self-compassion and how being kind to ourselves can reduce the stress and anxiety that often lead to procrastination. Additionally, we'll examine the latest research on productivity and time management, providing you with evidence-based strategies to enhance your efficiency. Techniques such as mindfulness and the use of productivity apps can be powerful tools in our arsenal against procrastination. By the end of this journey, you'll be equipped with the knowledge and tools to take control of your actions, overcome procrastination, and achieve your goals. Remember, the path to productivity is a continuous journey, and every small step forward is a victory. Procrastination is more than just putting things off. It's a complex behavior that affects many aspects of our lives, from our work and studies to our personal goals and relationships. It's a deliberate decision to delay a task despite knowing it might have negative consequences. This decision is often influenced by a variety of psychological factors that we might not even be fully aware of. But why would we willingly choose discomfort later over discomfort now? This question has puzzled psychologists and researchers for years, leading to numerous studies and theories. The answer lies in the complex interplay of emotions, motivations, and self-regulation. Our brains are wired to respond to immediate emotional states, often at the expense of long-term goals. When faced with a task that triggers feelings of boredom, anxiety, or overwhelm, our brains often seek immediate relief. This relief can come in many forms, such as checking social media, watching videos, or engaging in other distracting activities. One key factor is our brain's tendency to prioritize instant gratification over long-term rewards. This is known as present bias, and it explains why we often choose short-term pleasures over long-term benefits. This present bias, as it's known, explains why the allure of immediate pleasure often outweighs the potential benefits of future accomplishment. It's a fundamental aspect of human psychology that can be difficult to overcome. We might understand that completing a work project will bring long-term satisfaction, but the immediate gratification of watching a funny video proves far more tempting in the moment. This conflict between short-term desires and long-term goals is at the heart of procrastination. Another contributing factor is our innate desire to avoid negative emotions. Tasks that seem difficult or unpleasant can evoke feelings of fear, anxiety, or self-doubt, making us more likely to put them off. Tasks that evoke feelings of fear, anxiety, or self-doubt can trigger our brain's fight or flight response, leading us to procrastinate as a way to avoid these uncomfortable emotions. This avoidance provides temporary relief, but doesn't solve the underlying problem. This avoidance mechanism provides temporary relief, but ultimately perpetuates a cycle of procrastination and negative reinforcement. Each time we procrastinate, we reinforce the habit, making it harder to break free from it in the future. Furthermore, our self-regulation abilities, or our capacity to manage our impulses and direct our behavior toward our goals, play a crucial role in procrastination. Strong self-regulation helps us stay focused and resist distractions. When our self-regulation reserves are depleted due to stress, fatigue, or other factors, we become more susceptible to procrastination's allure. It's during these times that we need to be especially mindful of our habits and behaviors. Understanding these underlying mechanisms is crucial for developing effective strategies to overcome procrastination and achieve our goals. By recognizing the emotional and psychological factors at play, we can take steps to manage them and improve our productivity. Techniques such as setting specific goals, breaking tasks into smaller steps, and using tools like timers and productivity apps can help us stay on track. These strategies can make tasks feel more manageable and reduce the temptation to procrastinate. Celebrating small victories along the way can also boost our motivation and reinforce positive behaviors. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to our larger goals and helps build momentum. Reflecting on our progress and planning our next steps can keep us focused and motivated. By understanding the roots of procrastination and actively working to address them, we can break the cycle and achieve our full potential. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. This primal instinct, while essential for survival, can lead us astray in our modern world. Instant gratification, the desire for immediate rewards, often trumps the pursuit of long-term goals. Think about it. Would you rather indulge in a delicious dessert now or stick to your diet for a healthier future? The allure of instant gratification lies in its ability to trigger the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. When we engage in activities that provide immediate pleasure, such as scrolling through social media or watching entertaining videos, our brains receive a surge of dopamine, reinforcing the behavior and making us crave more. This dopamine-driven reward system poses a significant challenge when it comes to tasks that require effort and delayed gratification. Completing a challenging work assignment or sticking to a strict workout routine may bring long-term rewards, but these rewards pale in comparison to the immediate pleasure offered by more instantly gratifying activities. To overcome the instant gratification trap, we need to rewire our brains to appreciate the value of delayed gratification. This involves consciously choosing activities that align with our long-term goals, even when they don't offer immediate pleasure. By developing strategies to delay gratification, we can break free from the allure of instant rewards and pave the way for lasting success. Procrastination isn't always about seeking pleasure. Sometimes it's about avoiding pain. This pain can manifest in various forms, often deeply rooted in our psyche and past experiences. Fear, in its various forms, can be a powerful motivator for procrastination. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown can all contribute to our tendency to delay tasks. These fears can be paralyzing, making even the simplest tasks seem insurmountable. When we anticipate a negative outcome, our brains go into fight or flight mode, urging us to avoid the source of our anxiety. This response is a survival mechanism, but in the context of modern life, it often leads to procrastination rather than productive action. Fear of failure is a common culprit. We might procrastinate on starting a project because we're afraid of not meeting our own expectations or the expectations of others. This fear can be so overwhelming that it stops us in our tracks, preventing us from even attempting the task. Fear of failure is a common culprit. We might procrastinate on starting a project because we're afraid of not meeting our own expectations or the expectations of others. This fear can be so overwhelming that it stops us in our tracks, preventing us from even attempting the task. We might procrastinate on starting a project because we're afraid of not meeting our own expectations or the expectations of others. This fear can stem from past experiences of criticism or a lack of self-confidence. It can create a vicious cycle where the more we procrastinate, the more our self-doubt grows. This fear can stem from past experiences of criticism or a lack of self-confidence. Negative feedback or harsh criticism from others can leave lasting scars, making us hesitant to put ourselves in a position where we might face similar judgment again. Instead of facing our fears head-on, we delay, hoping that the task will magically disappear or that we'll somehow become more capable in the meantime. This avoidance only serves to increase our anxiety, as the looming task continues to weigh on our minds. Fear of judgment is another powerful driver of procrastination. We might avoid sharing our work or ideas because we're afraid of being criticized or ridiculed. This fear can be particularly strong in environments where we feel our performance is constantly being evaluated. We might avoid sharing our work or ideas because we're afraid of being criticized or ridiculed. This fear can stem from a need for external validation or a lack of belief in our own abilities. The thought of exposing our vulnerabilities to others can be terrifying. This fear can stem from a need for external validation or a lack of belief in our own abilities. Instead of risking judgment, we procrastinate, hoping to avoid the potential pain of negative feedback. This avoidance can lead to a cycle of inaction and self-doubt. Instead of risking judgment, we procrastinate, hoping to avoid the potential pain of negative feedback. This avoidance can lead to a cycle of inaction and self-doubt. The more we delay, the more our anxiety grows, making it even harder to start the task. Fear of the unknown can also contribute to procrastination. When faced with a new or unfamiliar task, we might feel overwhelmed or uncertain about how to proceed. This uncertainty can be paralyzing, making it difficult to take the first step. When faced with a new or unfamiliar task, we might feel overwhelmed or uncertain about how to proceed. This uncertainty can trigger our brain's threat detection system, leading us to procrastinate as a way to avoid the perceived danger. The unknown can be a daunting prospect, making us question our ability to handle the task. This uncertainty can trigger our brain's threat detection system, leading us to procrastinate as a way to avoid the perceived danger. The unknown can be a daunting prospect, making us question our ability to handle the task. We might worry about making mistakes or not knowing where to start. Understanding the role of fear in procrastination is crucial for developing strategies to manage our anxiety and approach challenging tasks with greater confidence. By recognizing the fears that drive our procrastination, we can begin to address them and take proactive steps to overcome them. This might involve breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, seeking support from others, or practicing self-compassion and positive self-talk.